Coming up in this Brightline construction update, this update looks at the first rail train to be delivered to the east end of the Orlando line through the Cocoa Tunnel. The east end of the Orlando line begins in Cocoa, Florida at the Cocoa Tunnel. Before the rail train could arrive, the work train devoted to the east end of the Orlando line had to move the cars that were being used for the international ballast operations out of the tunnel and onto the runaround track. You can learn more about this ballast operation in the link above. "21 ballast hoppers needed to be moved in addition to the 2 leased GP38 locomotives. Shortly after that was accomplished, Florida East Coast Railway work train AFW2 arrived with the rail train along some ballast gondolas that would be delivered to another part of the project. The train had 50 pieces of rail that are each 1,600 feet long. That's enough rail to build just over 7.5 miles of track. At Cocoa Junction, the train reversed onto Brightline's trackage. The train reversed until the rail train cars were past the southern turnout. The FEC locomotive and gondolas were then uncoupled, and AFW2 continued on its way. The R.J. Corman crew that was operating the work train on Brightline's trackage would then move the ballast regulator and tamper off the runaround track so the two GP38s could hook onto the rail train. With the locomotives now on the train, they began to slowly back down the line toward the Cocoa Tunnel. They were taking the train to the end of the line, west of Industry Road, where it would be unloaded. And here it is, starting to pass through the tunnel. There it is in the distance, rounding the curve and beginning the push up the ramp to the bridge over Industry Road. And here it is, shortly after it was parked at the end of the line. A few days later, here it is at the end of the line, as it was about halfway through being unloaded. The rails are staged on either side of the roadbed so ties can be laid down the middle, making the eventual assembly of the track easier. Ties are starting to be staged here. The pieces of rail are moved using 3 loaders, dragging it to where it will be needed. We'll take a closer look at this shortly. With the temporary alignment of State Road 528 now removed and traffic crossing over the arch panel tunnel, the right-of-way has been completed through here and a cantilever signal has been installed. Now in the air, here's a look at one of the pieces of rail being moved near the arch panel tunnel. Here's that newly installed cantilever signal. The rail train needs to be unloaded as quickly as possible due to the high cost of having it on site and the need to return to the rail factory for another load, which is why the rails are unloaded like this instead of one section at a time, moving the train as more track is built. And here they are about to pass through the tunnel. They are headed up the ramp to the bridge over Interstate 95. This piece is being taken just around this turn to the west. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages.